Welcome to the Get Recruited 365 vlog, here on behalf of Wingstop Victory Sports Academy and of course Get Recruited 365. Here with the Who's Got Next Spotlight. Today I'm here with class of 2016 prospect Mr. Desmond Jones. Desmond, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, how are you?
Good, good, good. Glad to finally catch back up with you. Got a lot to talk about, got a lot to get into, things that are about to get ready to crank up for you on the recruiting circuit in terms of scholarship offers, interest, and we're going to get into it here a little bit today. For those coaches out there that pay attention, if you will, give them your height, your weight, your 40 time.
5'8", 170. In the 40, I run a 4.40, and in my shoulder, I run a 3.9, and my vertical is 39.5.
Okay, so we're talking about a stellar upper epsilon type of athlete in terms of his speed, his jumping ability, his ability to move. Another thing that's impressive about Desmond is your GPA. Tell those coaches your GPA as well as your ACT score right now.
3.9, and my recent ACT score is a 17.
Okay, so you got that 3.9 core GPA, correct? Core GPA with 3.9, got the 17 on the ACT, which he took his in the summer of his sophomore year, getting ready to take it again here in a few weeks, so we're expecting that number to jump up tremendously. Right now, he's got some schools that are interested in him. If you will, share with the coaches and the audience out there some of the schools that's garnering interest in you right now.
Arizona, Utah, Louisiana Tech. That's about it, right?
Okay. Notice a few more that kind of get ready to flirt a little bit, so we're expecting things to pick up a lot for Desmond. And this is opportunity for you coaches out there to gain the edge on recruiting a young man like Desmond Jones. Find out what he's looking for in the college program, what he's looking for in terms of a fit, and what he's looking to do and bring to your college program. But with that being said, let's kind of talk a little bit about last season. I know there were some injuries that took place. You didn't really have that junior season that, you know, everybody was expecting. You've been one of the guys in this area since your freshman year, really before you even got to high school. You were one of those names that people say, hey man, you got to watch out for this guy. This guy's a special athlete. So talk to those coaches out there about last season, kind of what happened and, you know, things of that nature.
Coming off my sophomore year, like you said, there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of, you know, come see this kid play. But going into our spring game, I had a big spring, and then until our jamboree, I got hurt. So start of the season, you know, I was a little shaky, and then the first game of the season, I got injured with an ankle fracture. So I missed about 7 games in the season.
And obviously, you know, with that type of injury, you know, there's going to be some question marks. You know, is the speed there? Is the jumping ability still there? But I know, you know, that you're still clocking the same time. You still got that same jumping ability. It's just, you know, you've been rehabbing, were able to come back in the season and be very productive. With the games that you did play, talk about your production in them and what were some of your big games from last season?
With the games I did play, I had a total of 3 touchdowns, and I played about 3 games. 3 of my last junior year games had 3 touchdowns, a couple of yards returning, punt return, kick return, and about, I'd say about probably 92 yards catching wise.
Definitely. And you know, you're one of those guys that definitely from the next standpoint going up to playing college ball, you're an athlete. You can play anywhere on the field. You can get the ball in the backfield as a running back on certain plays. You can get it quick, fast, on a screen, make plays. You know, you're one of the guys around here that's a playmaker and a difference maker. So going into your recruiting, college coaches have to know that you have that ability. You got blazing fast speed. You know, with your frame being able to jump from 39.5 inches off the ground, I mean, you're a special athlete. But what I love the most is your character and your academics. You know, having that high GPA, having a great ACT score, taking it, you know, very young. I mean, you're all around a solid prospect for these college programs out here. With that being said, talk about your expectations going into your senior year of football, man. It's getting ready to kind of end for you in terms of high school football. What are you expecting going into the next season? I know you got a chip on your shoulder for those people that's doubting your ability. I know you're going to come into next season with a chip on your shoulder. So what's your expectation going into the next season?
The main part is just staying humble and just staying healthy and just leading my team to victory and to hopefully a state championship, and just let the rest come to me.
Absolutely. And you know, we definitely gonna be here for you to recap everything, man, and put that information out there. So as much information as you want to get on a young man like Desmond Jones, we want to be here to put that information out there so you never have to guess what's going on and what's happening with him. Now, with that being said, let's kind of go ahead and segue into your plans for this summer. I know you're gonna be really hitting the camp circuit really hard. So talk to us about some of the camps that you were planning on hitting, and I know you got some coming on later on down the summer.
Coming up next week, I'll be attending the Nike Combine in Dallas, Texas, and the following week after that, I'll be attending the NFTC, or the regionals opening in New Orleans, and the week after that, I'll be at the NUC Combine, and the week after that, the NUC Showcase.
Definitely. So you're gonna be a very busy young man. I already know going into the camp circuit, if you have any doubters that show up, you know, you're definitely gonna be silencing some of the doubters and putting your name out there on the radar. And definitely gonna be a young man, and I can go ahead and predict it and say, man, your stock's gonna continue to rise. Pretty much when I say that, man, it usually happens, and so I'm expecting big things to come from that, because once again, you're a solid all-around prospect. Got the grades, obviously got the game, got a whole nother season to prove that, hey, the injury was a fluke, and going to continue to definitely put up big numbers. All right, let's segue into our scholarship talk. What are some of the things that you're looking for in a college program?
Just a system where it's spread, where it's get the ball out to your playmakers fast, you know, let them make a play.
Absolutely, and I think that definitely that would be a great fit for you going on to the next level. You know, it's not really a cause to have a bunch of you know, random positions and random calls. Man, get this guy the ball, let him do what he does best, and that's make plays, difference-making plays. Now, what kind of player are they getting? Obviously, we know from an athletic standpoint you're a difference maker, but what kind of student are they getting? What kind of young man in terms of a character standpoint are they getting?
A young man with a lot of character and a lot of heart. I'm humble, and I just do what it takes to win, and I'm unselfish, so I don't put myself before the team. I just do what it takes.
Absolutely, and that's something that I can definitely vouch for from the time that I've been around Desmond. I mean, that's exactly how I would describe him, as a young man who's hungry but very humble at the same time. He's going to do what he needs to do in order to put himself out there, but at the same time, he's going to let God control the process. And that's pretty much where he's at with it. Now, with that being said, let's talk about college majors that you're interested in right now. I know that it's early, but we have to kind of talk about it in terms of career and major readiness. When you get ready to go to school, what's a major you're looking into right now?
Electrical engineering.
Okay, and I mean, that's saying a lot, but this guy's got the GPA and he's got the ACT to score to prove that he has that kind of capability as a student athlete. Would you be looking to change positions next level? Let's say a particular school says, well, we might want Desmond as a running back, or we may want him as a wide receiver, or cornerback, whatever the case may be. Are you open to changing positions? How do you feel towards that?
Oh, of course. I mean, I feel like if you can offer me to play with your team, I'm going to do what it takes to be on that team and just make sure we win ball games.
Absolutely, a guy that's ready to come in, do what's best for the team. So if that means, hey, a few plays he's playing this position, a few plays he's over here, he's just wanting to do whatever it takes to make the team more successful. And so that's definitely something that's going to be good for you in terms of your recruitment. Are you willing to commit early? You know, sometimes we get recruits that say, nah, I'm not really ready to commit early. I want to kind of feel the offers. Some say that they're ready to commit early. Where are you at with it?
I'll be willing to commit early. I feel like once my mind is set up, and once my heart's there, I'll be able to commit.
Definitely, and you know, that's something that I know college coaches would definitely be interested in hearing. You know, you got to get in early on a young man like Desmond Jones, because he could, once he sees a fit there, he can go ahead and say, hey, I'm verbally committed to this school, this is where I'm going. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and get those offers into him right now, because hey, he just said he's willing to commit early. Now, a big question that we always ask here at Get Recruited 365, why you? Why do you deserve a college scholarship over the millions of other athletes that are, you know, maybe just as talented or just as astute academically? Why you?
I work hard, you know, and I know nothing's given in the world, and I just work for it. I'm determined, you know, I'm hungry, and I just want it. And I won't let anything stop me from getting what I want. If I want it bad enough, I'm going to do what it takes to have it.
Definitely. And you know, that's something that once you do your research on Desmond, you'll see that he really fits the bill for that. And it's not just talk, it's not just recruiting hype. It really is how his family has raised him and groomed him to be. And so it's all just about finding the right fit, finding the right system that's going to make sure that, he continues to be successful at the next level of football, but not just for football, as a student as well, preparing himself for whenever the game does end, he wants to be successful at the game of life. Now, those coaches that are out there that watched our whole interview here, how do they get in contact with you?
My email is jonesdesmond51@yahoo.com. My Twitter is Desmond_Deontay, and my Instagram is Deontay_Jones.
All right, and we'll make sure we put that information up on the screen. We want to try to make it as easy as possible for you to find him on Twitter, email him, get in contact with him as soon as you can to help you gain the edge on recruiting a young man like Desmond Jones. I'm really looking forward to this summer. I mean, the camp's going to be crazy. I'm expecting this man to really put himself out there to get these people to understand this guy is an elite type of player. And hey, we're going to be here to bring you all that happens with Desmond Jones, so you want to make sure you stay tuned.